eye-wateringly amazing.
I have been hoping for over a year now that the next time I made a video on Breath of the Wild 2, it would not be another teaser trailer breakdown. I really didn't want to do another one. But they did another one. They did another teaser. Obviously now we got the name and the release date too. Frustrating that they won't just give us the full reveal. We've waited long enough. We've waited long enough. Here, another one. Just a few clips for everybody to spend a bunch of time pulling apart and trying to figure out. And here I am. That's all right. We'll do it one more time. We'll do it one more time for like the teasers, and especially because like I'll talk about the other info later. We're gonna go through the trailer here. As always, I'm not a super deep lore person. There's gonna be people out there who do a way better job than me, just like really breaking down all the imagery and everything. This is a much more casual kind of look at it, but I'll do what I can. And really the reason is like, you know, I tell myself I don't want to do another teaser one, but gosh, this was a teaser again, just again, over a year later, another short teaser, and yet, wow, what a teaser. What a teaser. Dear sweet goodness, some of the imagery in this trailer, oh, that's why we're talking about it. I can't not, because like, I'm blown away. It's so short. It's so short, and yet, like, we got it. So let's go through it here. So we start out with this whole, you know, Breath of the Wild had Age of Calamity, the whole, like, the image, I don't know, what's the name for that? Just like a historical painting image thing. You know, we've seen that a lot. Here, we get a really interesting look at this. I don't know if it's based on a creature or what. It's kind of, I don't know. It's got, like, ears. This looks like a mask, though, because I feel like you can kind of see like arms coming out. Is that just like a decorative mask? You know, I'm thinking like it's very central. And if this whole thing is gonna be about Ganondorf, like is this just like a ceremonial mask or something? Or like maybe a previous incarnation of Ganon looked like this? Maybe, I really don't know. And then we get like, you know, the usual depictions. We've all known that, you know, 10,000 years ago or whatever, there was a big war and you see all the moblins and stuff coming and it's the war. And then, and then you get, after that, you get a better picture of this like central figure. You see, you know, humanoid hands coming out. So, I mean, with all the ceremonial stuff, it wouldn't be a stretch to say that's Ganondorf. And yet at the same time, we've never seen that kind of depiction. It's not really pig-like. Really, it could just be an interesting mask. I'm not sure. There are symbols around it, and I personally, I don't know what those symbols mean. I don't know what that represents. If that's going to be something we're going to be collecting or something, I don't know. Then we get, you know, probably a Zelda. Probably, it's got the pointy ear. Whenever I see a princessy figure in a thing like this, I'm gonna assume that it's Zelda, just kind of like floating there or something. However, it might not be Zelda. It's very similar, but then in the next shot, we see someone that looks more like Zelda, so it could just be like, is that, I don't know, maybe a queen or something? Is it a Zelda's mom? Is it a Sheikah? Don't really know. But then in this next shot, we see what looks a lot more clearly like Zelda, but like intertwining hands with somebody. But we don't quite know who, and you'd assume it was like, Link or something, but like, it feels like this shot here is very purposeful in not revealing who she's holding hands with, and the other hand looks kind of bigger, and I'm like, is that a claw, or is that just the way it's drawn? Is it like, maybe it's Ganondorf? I don't know, like, why would she be intertwining hands with Ganondorf? Who knows? So yeah, as far as lore and everything goes, it's still a great big question mark. I mean, that big main figure, you know, maybe it's not Ganondorf, maybe it's a god, maybe it's Hylia or something, you know, because like, I don't know, it's just such a weird depiction. And we know that we have the whole hand thing, you know, how Ganondorf in the original trailer is being held down by this hand. It could be some new deity. We don't know who it is. Like, gosh, the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. You get it? See what I did there? Whatever. Give me a break. I'm sick. Okay, so next shot, we get actual gameplay. And I had to watch it a couple times before I really picked up on this. Right here you see Link opening these massive doors, and it's really, really cool. But before he opens the doors, we see this symbol on the doors. It's like this twin dragon serpent thing that are joining, and then in the actual logo of the game that they reveal at the end, you can see that same thing. They're kind of Ouroborosing around. They're not like here on the door they're meeting, but then on the logo it's the same thing. It's those two like serpents, and I really like it. Must be very, very important to the story, and this is what's especially that weird depiction, the weird mask thing, and this is making me think that there is an element to this story that we are not aware of at all. It's completely new. You know, I keep expecting it to be like another just kind of Ganon Ganondorf Zelda Link kind of story. I think they might have taken it in a new direction. There might be some bigger force at play that we just don't know about at all. Because this, I mean, like, someone correct me if I'm wrong or if I'm just missing something. But yeah, like these two serpents, like everything in Zelda comes in threes, you know? The three pieces of the Triforce, the three main characters, the three spiritual doodads. It's always like in threes, but it's like two serpents. What is that? Just like, wow, I don't even know. What is that? And like, sure, at the bottom of this door, I think it might be like a Sheikah eye, possibly. But yeah, I don't know, bro. This is great. This is great insight here. So Link opens the door. We get a just awesome look. I don't know if that's gonna be like the beginning of the game or what, but like he just runs out. He just busts going crazy. My brain's not working. He starts running fast out the door. We get this really terrific shot here. We get to see some of the stuff in the background. There's like a strange like temple thing over there, and there's like this trailer especially is really showcasing just how many structures there are in the sky and all of their various heights, you know? And that's one of the best things about this trailer is like so much verticality. And I've said it before, but like even way back when I first started my channel, you know, talking about like dreams for Breath of the, you know, whatever comes after Breath of the Wild. I just want to see more verticality. I want it, and just that's exactly what we're getting here. So Link jumps off, and kind of like in Skyward Sword, you see that you have, you know, you can do like the skydiving thing where you're going slowly, but then you can tilt to like make him go faster and do an actual dive, which is very cool. And then this might be my favorite part. No, okay, one of my favorite parts of the whole trailer. He breaks through the clouds, and we can see, at least it appears, maybe I just can't quite tell, it's very misty. It looks like you are high up in the sky. This looks like several times higher than even the highest point in the first game. Like I'm surprised they could even render the world like that. I don't know if they had to do any like special work, you know, because like if you just keep zooming out in Breath of the Wild, eventually it's gonna stop looking good. But like Link is high up there. He is dropping down so far, and that is so cool. So then in the next shot, we see more of this mechanic. I don't know if it's just gonna be another rune. It kind of is starting to seem that way. It's like a backwards time thing. It's like a rewind mechanic, but it seems to be focused on individual items. I think that's probably what it's just gonna be. You just use it on, you just point it at an item and you shoot it, and it makes that item go backwards in time. And this looks like it's just a rock falling down from something in the sky. You use it, Link grabs onto it, and so it goes backwards and takes him back up, which is really cool. I don't know if that's like how you access one area or if that's like how you're regularly going to be traveling up to the sky. We really don't know. We know we have like the dropper thing, the drip, you drip upwards. You know, we really don't know. But it is very fun. It's a very just exciting visual, just like this rock and just riding it all the way up. Really neat. Just cool storm. I mean, that's exactly the kind of thing you want, you know? They're reusing the landscape. You want as much different as possible. And now there's just this great big storm. There appears to be something in the storm, maybe a temple or something. I don't know, but it's cool. Then this shot right here, something about this too. This is another one that's just like, ooh, like it's so vertical. It's so exciting. Like he's climbing up the side of a cliff, up like a tree root, but then like way down below, you can see what looks like another island, just kind of over there. Like the whole thing is great, but that one right there makes me just so excited to explore, you know, like, oh gosh, just There are so many more facets of all these places. I don't know. I could discuss about it forever. It's awesome. Then we get, moving on, we get another skydiving one. We get a bigger view of the landscape. And yeah, again, like we can see just how many, you have like these little islands that have kind of popped up. And then off in the distance, you can see like what appears to be just a massive one. Just a huge one. Is that going to be a town? Is that going to be a dungeon? Is it going to have a dungeon? We still don't know what the dungeons are going to be like, which is frustrating. So that's cool. And then we see what it appears to be Death Mountain. Just got some like weird. It doesn't just look like fire. It's just kind of like weird smoky smoke coming out. And then over here we got like the weird red wiggly stuff doing some, I don't know, I really can't even speculate like what's going on the actual landscape, but there's some stuff going on. And you can even see the holes where some of the stuff has gone up, which is really cool because the idea that I had is that stuff, well, yeah, like stuff lifts up, but then you actually get to explore the holes themselves. I'm really, really hoping that's a thing because that's another thing I really want in Breath of the Wild is just more caves, more underground stuff. So we really have no idea, but it is just, this shot of the landscape is just very, very cool. Just seeing how much it has transformed and how just crazy it is. And then Link is falling and he lands on, no, not a mechanical pterodactyl like I said in my predictions video, but some sort of, it doesn't even really look mechanized. It must be. It's just kind of like a glider, kind of looks like a bird. And this is really interesting. I don't know if this is like, is this a replacement for horses? Is this just kind of its own thing? Is this just a mode of travel to just get around faster? You know, you want to, maybe they are going to encourage people to get around the map a little bit faster this time rather than like slowly making your way. I don't know, but he does seem to be floating directly towards some sort of weird, what even is that? I cannot tell. Some weird symbol, pictograph, crap circle looking thing over there. Like, are we gonna be able to control this thing? You know, is it like the glider where it just glides downward, but maybe you can go further and faster with it? I don't know, but it's cool. It's a really interesting idea, and obviously, like, you know, with such a big area, big open area, you don't want to just glide around on your little glider and just go straight down. Like, the idea of actually soaring through the skies on something with flight is it's cool. It's just a cool idea. So that's the end of the gameplay because of course, we only get like 30 seconds of gameplay or whatever. But yeah, then the logo comes in and we see the twin serpents again. Like, it's very, I don't know, it's right there. That must be a really important thing in the theme if it's right there in the logo. Then the rest of the logo fills in the Master Sword. Like we saw in the last trailer or whatever they gave, the little tidbit they gave us, that the Master Sword seems to be like broken. This, we see the broken part, but then the rest of it is filled in that kind of like drawing style, which is really cool. That's so cool. And then of course, we finally get the title, Tears of the Kingdom. It is an of the, I think everybody basically was sure. It's gotta be an of the, right? Maybe. It is funny because I remember them saying that they didn't want to give us the title because that would like give away too much. This doesn't. I don't know if that was just wrong or like if the title has changed. Tears of the Kingdom is still pretty vague. However, it is very interesting. Like, what does that mean? You know, like we already have this Hyrule that's gone through this big horrible period, and is it just kind of playing on that? It's just the damage that Calamity Ganon has done over the years or something. It's just interesting. Tears of the Kingdom. It's a very, I don't know. I like that they're going more vague with this stuff. It used to be like, you know, based on the item, the important item, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess was a little bit more vague, but it was at least like referring to a character. And then Breath of the Wild was just kind of like, oh, it's just kind of a title. And then this one too, Tears of the Kingdom. It could be like a fantasy novel or something. And I like it. It doesn't seem like a Zelda title, Tears of the Kingdom. It doesn't really grab you, you know? It doesn't have that hook, that thing. It's just kind of a name. And yet I like that because that, I don't know, I mean, it makes it feel like a story. I don't know, I guess I don't know how to explain it. It makes it feel like whatever story they are going to tell us in this game, to them, Tears of the Kingdom just worked, and like I appreciate that. I can respect that. Like it's cool. It makes me really excited to see what your relationship with the kingdom is, where you are in just the timeline and what you're doing, and I don't know, it's cool. I like it. It's weird. Tears of the Kingdom. Like, oh, you ever play Tears of the Kingdom? Like, what is that? Like Dynasty Warriors or something? It doesn't sound like a Zelda thing, but it's cool. And then finally, boy howdy, good golly gosh, does it feel good to have a release date. Does that feel good? It's May. It's still a long time to wait. September, October, November, December. Still 8 months away. Oh, it's such a long time. But we have a date. It's late spring, but there it is. We got it. We can set our sights on that date right there. As long as it doesn't get delayed again. I don't foresee another delay. I don't know. I mean, obviously I don't know anything, but like I'm pretty confident that that's gonna be the day. So I guess that means there's, you know, it'll probably either be a Zelda Direct or we'll get more information in a February Direct if they do another one of those, but not today. We still didn't get our big full reveal today. We at least just want to know like the mechanics, you know? We just like, what's the game? What's the story? But we'll have to wait probably until next year, early next year, but it's coming. And that's what's important. So yeah, overall, like I said, like that trailer just, I keep talking about, I mean, it's still true. I still don't like how long it's taken. I am less hyped than I want to be, but trailers like that, even if it wasn't the full thing, it's still just the imagery in that trailer was really, really amazing. And it has definitely done at least a pretty good amount. It's done a pretty good job of getting my hype back on track, at least a pretty darn good degree. So let me know what you think. Point out any of the stuff that I didn't see, any of the imagery, any details, whatever, down in the comments or whatever. And if you'll excuse me, I have to go make a video about a different game that was also talked about in the Direct. Bye.